placed an order of armor piercing, right? 75 millimeters.
We can
Yeah.
have like 2 jeeps.
Did it
I,
not
I
go
don't
through?
see it. I don't see it.
Let me double check.
Then we will
Oh yeah, you.
Hello guys, this is Low Tech Gaming here. Let's see. I've had these thoughts for quite a bit of time actually or so, and I figured that I might as well just make a video on it just because I feel like I should just share this with you guys. I really feel like this war here, World Conquest 20, is gonna like drag on for some time now. It's gonna probably go for like another maybe 10 days or so, and it probably will only end when the devs start to actually whittle down the victory points essentially. So they're going to have to intervene in this war if it's going to end. And this is the main reason for this is this up here. Actually, no, this is a better estimate to sell. Now, currently it's not looking really good for the Wardens right now, so, but let me just explain. So, currently, as of this moment, we have really the lowest player count on peak so far in this war, so, really we had a huge amount of players due to the holiday sales, basically. You had the largest amount of people in Foxhole history almost, so over 1,000 people or so playing in the actual war essentially. And what that does is it increases the overall region density. So every single region is always being used, so you are always in an engagement essentially. So every single region is maxed out. So there's always push and tug essentially. So there's never a situation where a contested region is in a situation where it doesn't have enough forces or so to actually make any pushes. Currently, as it stands right now, the player counts are really up to par. They're still higher than what they were, so let's look at some of these or so. Let's go to like War 18, essentially. Let's take a look at War 18 here. Takes a little while to load. Yeah, so War 18. War 18 was more the status quo. Well, the high points were always around like 400 people or so, but the low points went all the way down to little over 100 or so, if that, essentially. And then we had War 19, the biggest and bloodiest war ever, essentially. It takes a while to load. Here we go. Even though we had some breaks over here, you can clearly see, look, 1,000, 1,500 or so. It kept on rising until the end of the war, essentially. And the casualties, let's see. Yeah, the total casualties were almost 2 million or so. It's absolutely insane. But unlike that war, so going back to War 20, takes a while to load. Here we go. Yeah. So we've had a steadily decreasing population, as now it's a little bit higher than War 18 levels, which is like the standard for Foxhole wars, essentially, with the holiday inflation out. So the biggest reason why I believe this is going to happen is because with the density down, there just aren't enough people to cover all these territories. Like when we initially had the war when the war initially started, and then with World Conquest 19 or so, we had enough people for all these regions, the 9 main regions, and then these 5 extra regions basically. But now we have a situation where it's just too much. We don't have enough people to cover it, essentially. Battles are being contested, essentially. Deadlands has been in deadlock or so ever since we got back in it a couple of days ago or so. Finland Coast has been going up and down with the fort down there on the southeast side constantly falling, but then constantly being taken back due to the fact that the colonies just don't have the numbers. Essentially, they have all the forces concentrated in Deadlands and the shore, essentially, and they just don't have the forces to make these other incursions in the regions, essentially, in any meaningful way. Granted, we don't, but we have more defenses there. The density is off, essentially. And now we have all these regions here that are also flip-flopping left and right, essentially. We're in a situation where I really don't feel like the battle is going to really end. The war is not really going to end unless we get dev help. Now, granted, this could all change as, what is it, the Colonialists already had 28 victory towns, essentially. They basically dominated all the skirmish maps, and the Wardens really haven't made any efforts to try and retake any of these points. It's kind of weird how we have Mellow Wood. Wow, I'm not going to question that. But yeah, no, we've basically almost abandoned that and focused all our attention on the main regions, essentially. But and as you can see, all the rockets have already been used, essentially. So while we still have this one left, it's not going to make a difference. So I really feel that we are in for a long skirmish war, essentially, on this giant world conquest map with all these different regions, so with the points up so high. Granted, this is probably the situation that we had with World Conquest 18 for the longest time. But with the extra points, even if the Colonials, even if we were to take it, I mean, the Colonials already have the skirmish islands, so if the Colonials were to get to Moline County, Caledon's Passage, they could win. But if we were to push them all the way to Heartlands, Umbral, Wildwood, and Westgate, even with the entire map, the main region under our control, we would still have to go to these regions over here to pull off a victory here. So I don't know. I really feel like this is going to drag on for some time now. Bear in mind, this could all change, right? I mean, we haven't had a Jade Cove incident where everyone just like lost faith in their ability to actually fight on, essentially. We've just had, what is it, a bunch of wasted missiles or so. Caledon's Gate was a waste. Deep Law Post, meh. I don't know. I mean, it's one victory point that we wouldn't have to capture if we were to push into Heartlands. Granted, there's another talk that I've been talking to everyone about. I won't say what it is because of the fact that I do have Colonial subscribers, so I don't want to put the information out there, but I do feel that this war is actually going to take some time. But let me know if you guys, let me know if you guys actually enjoyed the low intensity fights or so. It's more tactical and more skirmish-like, basically, so let me know what you guys think. And as always, take care, and I will catch you guys next time.